All right, Haley and I are super excited. You guys gave us a ton of good feedback on like what you want us to go over tonight, and it was actually perfectly in line because Haley and I have been watching a bunch of YouTube videos lately, not just like It Works YouTube videos on like, how to work the business or how to do IG, but also just by like influencers and other people who grow their networks and their business outside of like It Works or an MLM on social media, just to kind of get like their tips and see what they've been doing. So we have a lot of really good things to give you guys tonight that we've learned. But first, I'm going to let Haley go ahead and talk on her topics for it. So Haley, can you unmute, or do you need me to unmute you?
Hi. Okay, so my kids are still awake, so if you hear them screaming in the background, just don't mind that. So I was looking over the questions that y'all had, and it's pretty much, like she said, everything that I've been seeing in the videos that I've been watching the last week. I've been deep diving into all things Instagram, Reels, and TikTok, and I'm super excited. I've learned so much, and I have so much to say that I don't know that I'll be able to share all of it on here, but I'm going to try to give as much as I can. Though, like, I feel like the most common question that was asked was, how do you easily unfollow on Instagram? So how I do this easily and super quickly, you can get blocked for making too many actions of any kind on Instagram or Facebook. So you don't want to do like, and actions meaning commenting, liking, following, unfollowing, messaging, any of that, like anything that you do on Instagram is considered an action, and you cannot do too many. I've heard a lot of different numbers for that, and I stick to 40, 45 to be safe, because I unfollowed one day, not trying to scare y'all, but one day I was unfollowing people, and it was less than 100, and my account got almost deleted. Like, they suspended my account for the day and almost deleted it. So I stay super safe with that. I don't want my account deleted. So what I do to make sure that I'm not doing too many actions at once is I'll do batch actions. So like, I'll do 40 this hour, then I'll set a timer on my phone and come back in like 2 or 3 hours, and I'll do more actions later. But how I unfollow now on Instagram is I'll go to the stories at the top, and I will just click through. And so what you can do is, if you click on somebody's profile, I'm just going to click this person. I know they don't follow me because they are an influencer. So if you go up here to the top, let me see if y'all can see. If you go up here to following, you click on their, okay, let's go back. I'm on her story, so I'm going to click on her profile, and then I'm going to click following. If I'm not the first person right here in her following list, that means that she's not following me back. So all I do is I go through my stories at the top, and I'll go unfollow the people who aren't following me back. And like I said, I'll do like 40, 45. And I'll, like, it's so quick that way. Like, I can normally get those people in like less than 10 minutes just from going through stories real quick. And then I do kind of have like a sense of who's following me anyways, if they're liking my stuff, commenting on my stuff. So like, some people I know they follow me, and I'll just skip over them in the stories. And some people I might not be sure of, so I'll click on their profile. Let me know if you have any questions about that, but that's how I do that really quick. And I don't worry too much about unfollowing. If your numbers are super off, like if you're following 2,000 and you only have like 200 followers, then I would go in and try to do that daily and just do a little bit at a time. But if your numbers are somewhat like close or equal, then don't worry about it too much until like your numbers start getting off, and then I would try to scale that back. But don't like stress yourself out about unfollowing people who aren't following you, because as you're interacting with them, they might come back and follow you and realize that they weren't following you. And then just from interacting, you'll get a follow back. I saw a lot of questions about stories, like just in general. So some of the tips that I can give that I've learned this week, or just in general that I've learned on stories, is making sure that we preach this all the time. Make sure that you're getting up at least 8 stories a day. When you post on stories, you get bumped to the front of people's stories, and so your bubble is going to pop up as soon as they open Instagram. Your bubble is going to pop up in the front for them, just because you just posted. So the more that you post, the more that your bubble is getting pushed to the front of their stories. And so I try to post throughout the day, first thing in the morning with my coffee, and then like throughout the day, like when the kids get up, something with the kids, whatever we're doing for the day. And then I try to get something up at night. whether we're like on a Zoom training or whatever, products throughout the day, whatever it may be. But something that's super important in stories is making sure that you're switching up how you're posting on your stories. So you don't want 8 memes in a row. You don't want 8 selfies in a row. You don't want 8 videos of you talking in a row. Obviously, if you're telling a story or something, that can be a couple slides long, but you don't want the same thing back to back. So I like to do like a picture, and then I'll switch it up with a boomerang, and then I'll do a video of me talking, saying something real quick, and then a meme, and then a picture of my kids. Like, I'm switching up how I'm showing content throughout those 8 slides. And make sure that you are showing your face daily in your stories, whether that's you talking, that's you as a selfie, whatever. Just make sure that you're showing you, because people want to know the face behind the brand. And then polls. So I saw a couple of questions also about how to get more votes on your polls, and this goes along with views too on your stories. So Instagram puts your content in front of people if they know that your content is valuable. So if you're putting a story up and people are clicking out of it or closing out their stories when they see your story because they don't want to see it and it's not interesting, that goes against you. So you want people to be looking at your stories, reading whatever is on the screen, or listening to what you're saying. If it's a video of you talking or whatever, you want them to click through in your stories and like actually like stay on your story and see what you're talking about. So one of the best ways to get engagement in your stories is putting polls, or like if you've seen the questionnaire boxes or the quiz boxes, or the slide boxes, all of those. If you go on your story and you are acting like you're about to add a story, let's see, I'm just going to put a screenshot up. So if you click the little sticky note looking box with the smiley face, if you click that, when it pulls all these up, if you use as many of these as you can, then Instagram's going to favor you. So you can put a GIF or a GIF, whatever you want to say, on it. Using mentions, locations, and hashtags are super, super important to Instagram. So if you can add your location to your story or add a hashtag about whatever your story is about, that will bump your story into people that you're not even following, like on the explore page and all that stuff, and like that location story, all that stuff. So you can put location and hashtags and just shrink it down to where it's super small and people can't even see it. Music is really good. And then the polls, questions, countdowns, the slide bar, and the quizzes, if you can use those in your story, Instagram's going to favor that and they're going to show it to more people. So obviously we do polls for products and business, but you want to be doing polls like once a week, or one of those quizzes, whatever, slide bars, at least once a week. And you want it to just be random stuff. So like literally you could get ready in the morning and say, which pair of shoes should I wear with this outfit, and show 2 different pairs of shoes. Like take a picture in a full-length mirror and show 2 pairs of shoes and say, which shoes should I wear today, or which color lipstick should I wear today, or should we go to the park or the library today? I don't know if y'all's libraries are open, but whatever, just ask a question, and people love to share their opinions. What else? Like, you could do the question box and you can ask people's opinions. You could say like, I can't think of anything right now, but like, I don't know, what food should we have for my kid's birthday party, or something like that. And then put the text box where they can answer your question, and they'll talk about what they had for their kids' birthday parties. And then also like a get to know me questionnaire. So the questionnaire box or the quiz boxes, you can say like, how well do you know me? My favorite color. Put a couple different options, let them vote on that. How old am I? How many kids do I have? How many animals do I have? What kind of animals do I have? Like, whatever. And that's also going to give you an idea if you're showing yourself enough in your content that you're showing who you are in your content. And so if nobody is getting these questions right, you know that you have some work to do on your profile. So that's just a couple of tips for stories. Some people were asking about post to post on Instagram. So I just made a board this morning. Let me go to the team chat and I'll just drop the messages in there. So let's see. I used to do host to post on Instagram like 2 years ago when we first started Instagram, and I haven't in a while, but I was going to get back to it. And I made this board if I can find it. Oh, there we go. So I'm just going to put it in the team chat real quick. it's basically the same way we do it on Facebook. So, hey girl, can I ask you a quick question? And no, I'm not selling you anything, I promise. This is if you're asking them. You can also do a giveaway post, obviously, or a giveaway slide instead of a post. But this is if you want to ask people to do host a post on Instagram for you. And then you're gonna say, you can send samples if you want to, if they post for you, or if you have samples of anything, you could send that if you get a referral from them, or you can say, in return, I'll enter you into my giveaway this month. And then, let's see, let me send these real quick. Okay. All right, so I just did all the things. So you're saying, awesome, thank you so much. I'm not sure if you watch what I do or not, but would you mind putting a slide on your Instagram story for me? I'll send it to you. All you have to do is post it. In return, I'll enter you into my giveaway this month, or a giveaway that me and my friends are doing this month, whatever. All you have to do is post this picture on your story on Instagram. You can do Facebook as well if you want an extra sample, or you can say if you want an extra entry. And in the colored blank box, tag my Insta, and then you put your Instagram name right there where it says handle here. Again, thank you so much for your support. It means so much. And then after they post, you can say, have you ever thought about doing this with me and making an extra income? And then I have pictures, and I will post those after we get off here because I don't want to waste time looking for those right now. But it's basically the same thing that you do on Facebook. And so, like I said, you can also do a slide in your story about the giveaway, and you can also make a post on your feed and get people commenting and then message those people just like we would on Facebook. Let me know if y'all have any questions about that. Ashley, do you have anything so far that you want to add?
While we're talking about stories, yeah, I have a few things. And while we're talking about stories, I'm going to just add like what I've been doing to sign customers. And yeah, if you've got questions, put them in chat so that we can answer them as we're going. Okay, so my thing that, shoot, I just lost my train of thought. Okay, so I was reading an article last night, and like even Alex was like reading them with me because I was like, okay, I'm really trying to boost my following and my like just naturally do it and my views on my story. And I've been boosting my views on my story lately, and what I'm doing is working. But it's just cute that he was like looking at it too and like sending me articles while he was at work. But anyway, so one thing is that like you want people, like Haley was saying with the whole, you know, use all of the little options that they give you for like what are they called? Little gifts and music and polls and all of that. You want people interacting on your story. That's like a huge, huge, huge thing. Is you want them interacting on your story, whether it's answering a question or like today I asked people if they've been to like Sedona or Phoenix, like where are some like restaurants I need to go to, what are some hikes that we need to do. And so I've had a couple people that are from that area reply, and I'm going to use their replies and put them onto my story for more content. But you want people replying to you. And then another thing is you don't just want them voting and stuff, but you want them actually like replying to your story too. So like one thing that I've been doing this past week to like create more curiosity on my story and get story replies is I've been trying to do things without being like too like give too much detail, kind of like what we do with the products and the business, where we're like, hey, leave a little bit of curiosity. I've been doing that. Like one thing, for example, this morning was when I was doing my devotional, I did like a little, sorry, I'm trying to do it without my hand looking all dumb. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I did my devotional on my story this morning, and then all I said was I can't say enough good things about this devotional. It's helped me through so many things I'm feeling lately. If you need a good devotional, you need this one. I didn't say which one it was. I didn't tell them which one it was. I didn't tell them where to go find it because I want them to reply to me, and that's just going to give me a reason for interaction. And so I've had a lot of girls that have messaged me. They're like, what devotional is this? I've been looking for one. Or I've had even girls on Facebook that like from my story sharing over to Facebook, girls like being like, okay, I'm going through some stuff right now. Like, I feel like I need this book. And I'm like, okay, that was such a bum way of getting people to talk to me and not like me searching for people to talk to. Like I could have put the name of the book. I could have put like, oh, grab it this on Amazon or whatever. But I don't show this devotional every single day, but when it's a really good one, I show it. And just being like, oh my gosh, like you need this. That's just getting people to come to me, and my story views are going up because of it. And then another thing that I'm doing is I am in the process of like changing a lot in the house and like remodeling and doing all the things. And although I already know, like, for example, if you watch my story enough, you saw like last week or a week or two ago, I was talking about, I showed our little bathroom downstairs and I already know exactly what I want it to look like. I know exactly what I'm going to do a wallpaper on it. I know that what mirror I want. I know what lighting, I know exactly what I want in there. But I'm giving people options to like, oh, which mirror do you think? Do you like the hexagon mirror? Do you like the other one? Or do you like this color scheme? Like kind of just giving them options because like Haley said, like people love to give their opinions. And this is something that I love. Like I love interior design. I love decorating. So it's just me being me and just showing something that I love. But I'm also taking my followers along in my story, like with that journey of like, okay, now we're doing the upstairs bathroom and people are like, how many rooms are you redoing in your house right now? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like all over with my projects. And people are replying and they're like giving their 2 cents of, oh my gosh, where did you get this mirror? Or where did you find your couch? Because we bought a couch and now we're waiting until March 4th or 6th or whatever to get it. But like showing them all the pieces that I'm buying, having people do poll options, like give me their 2 cents of like which color they like or what option they like better for a lighting fixture or what option they like better for a mirror. That's having people reply to me, even though I already know what I'm going to choose for all these things, but it's such good content and it's really like it's tripled my Instagram views just having more people interacting with me. So don't just think of like people interacting in your story needing to be about like products and business. Like you want to, just like you do with posting, like you want to show 70% of you, like who are you, honestly, like probably like 80% of you, and then you sprinkle the business and the products into it other than that. And like Haley said, you want to switch it up. You don't want to do boomerang after boomerang after boomerang. You want to talk. And if you're someone, drop a one in the comment in the chat if you feel nervous to talk on your story right now. If you're like, okay, like that makes me so nervous. I feel like I sit there and like record it 10 times and then I erase it because I feel dumb. Like, does anyone do that in here? Or are you guys all just like cool and you don't have anxiety like I do? Because I was like that. And even Haley, okay, there we go. Some people telling the truth. Yes. Okay. So even Haley, it's funny because like, we've been around each other so many times from going to different conferences and stuff. And she'll sit there and watch me like delete it and then redo it. She'll be like, now you don't even sound natural. Just be yourself and post it. And then I do. And I've had to get over that. And so if you're that person that gets nervous to like post and you think that you have to be picture perfect and you see everybody else's stories and you don't notice their flaws and you think that they look perfect, honestly, I stopped doing my makeup. Like if you were watching yesterday or even when I went on a rant about Brittany the other morning, I stopped wearing my makeup on my story and I throw a filter on it if I want to. It's nothing crazy. It's like a really simple filter. But I stopped because I started wanting to show like my natural and real side of me and my followers love it, okay? Like we all know social media is like a highlight reel of picture perfect bodies and people and women and men and all the things. But like when you can show up and be real, like people appreciate that so much more. So don't feel like you have to, like I can go on my Instagram story like this and like I'm doing a training right now like this, like just I look like a bum. I didn't get ready today, but I'm fine going on my Instagram story now. So get comfortable going and talking on your Instagram story because that used to be something that I was so uncomfortable with. But you don't just want it to be like everything else that you're seeing, like your kids and random things that you're doing. Like they want to see, like Haley said, they want to see you are the face of your brand. They want to see you, they want to hear from you. And by showing you more and talking more, that's going to help your views to go up as well. And so also another thing is you don't want your followers to be like, okay, I know that every single time that I click on Haley's story, she's going to be talking about a product or a business. So like they're going to stop watching. Like, don't be predictable like that. Don't constantly have it on product business. Don't constantly be posting those content like product slides that we put in the content chat. Don't constantly just sit there and post those every single day and then expect people to be voting on your polls. Like put a 2 in the comment if you're guilty of putting up those content slides for the products. Like, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a poll. Like put a 2 in the chat if you're guilty of putting those up all the time. Maybe you're frustrated because you're like, I'm getting these slides up, but like I'm not getting any votes on them right now. Or if you're putting them up, but you're not actually like showing you on your story and showing you with the products. Okay, so there's a couple people that are doing that. Okay, that's why you're not getting votes on your story slides. So I've been getting a ton of votes, and I used to do that sometimes too. And I'd be like, why am I not getting any votes on here? And then suddenly, I don't know what clicked, but I just started I mean, yes, we show ourselves with the products, but the way that I've started doing my story so differently. Like I've signed 10 customers in the past week, none of them from HostPost. And no, I'm not saying HostPost isn't good. I still use HostPost. I still sign customers from HostPost, but 10 of those customers have been from showing the the product on my story, talking about the product on my story, showing myself taking the gummies on my story, and then showing the results and those testimonies from the Let It Melt page that I've been like preaching to you guys, where I'm like, do a boomerang and put the testimony on with the little client thing, and then, you know, the next page show some results and then put a poll. Like, doing those have been a freaking game changer for me, and I haven't even done in the past week or two. I've not done any of those story slides. And yes, those, like the story slides that have the products on them, yes, they're cute, yes, they're good, but I think that if you're doing too much of that and not enough of you talking about the products or showing your excitement and what you love about it, like honestly, you want to learn attraction marketing and learn how to have people coming to you, talk about emotions, okay, on your story when you're talking about your products. If you see, so I could put some in our team chat after this so you guys can kind of like see them again and see what I mean, but I'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with my gummies. I'm already down 5 pounds since the 28th. I'm talking about, I love the gummies. I'm talking about what it's done for me. They're delicious. They taste like fruit snacks. I'm talking about what I like about them. And then I keep showing, oh my gosh, I can't get enough. Like, my customers are, I can't keep up with my customers' reviews right now. Like,
I able to smoke a blunt.
My customers' reviews right now. And just showing the reviews after reviews after reviews, all of that, that's what's bringing people to me. People have been voting on my polls, and I'm not doing a poll every single time. People are replying to my stories and they're like, I think I need these, because they're seeing me talk about it either every day or every other day, and they're seeing what I love about it. They're seeing that my customers are loving it and my customers are getting results, and then they're seeing people that I personally know getting results as well. So if you're not doing that on your stories, that is where you need to start going and what you need to start doing. And that's when you're going to start getting people that are like, do it every day. Don't do the same boomerang every day. Maybe do a boomerang of the bottle. Like last night I did a boomerang of the bottle, and I showed, like I did boomerang of the bottle. I kind of talked about it. I said at this point, I don't think I could keep up with all the reviews flooding in from customers. And then I did another like little customer review where it's got the little review, and then it's got the little I kind of blur out their name. Like I don't do it enough so they can't see like it's a different name. Like I'll leave half their name, but I'll put the little tag like client love or customer review on like their name, just kind of blur it out, like cover it up. And then the next page I did the new results. Nope. I did the new results that I told you guys about last night, and then it's the same boomerang. And then so it's like all I did, like one slide is talking about my customers, next slide is showing results, and then that's how I send my pick 3 customer today. And I'm like upselling. Like I'm basically, when I'm doing my gummies, if you'll see, I've been saying like my skinny pack right now, write this down because I want you guys, I'll share my messages with you guys of like how I'm upselling and stuff, because I've been doing either 60 volume orders or 113 volume orders. So my skinny pack is, okay, I've got a couple different ones. Okay, skinny pack is gummies, coffee, cleanse. That's either a pick 3 if they do a half month of the coffee, or that's a pick 4 if they do a whole, because it's gummies, coffee, and it's not the 2 bottles, it's just the 1, but you could upsell and do 2 bottles. So it's gummies, coffee, and cleanse. And then my X pack plus gummies is TFX, coffee, and then gummies. Sorry, I just like went blank right there. So TFX, coffee, gummies is my X pack, because my X pack is actually TFX and coffee. So then plus gummies. So I'm making sure that when I'm sharing results, I'm also, or like reviews from the Let It Melt page, I'm also showing one where the people are like talking about multiple products that they're using. So I could be like, she's using my skinny pack, she's using my X pack. And then when I send my customers, I've done the little screenshot on there and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for my girl Alyssa to get started on my skinny pack. And then I'll show on the next slide somebody who's got results with the TFX, the gummies and the coffee and the cleanse. And then I'll be like, she's using the same skinny pack that my girl so-and-so is using, and then I'll show their little like Let It Melt review, and it's freaking exploding for me. So start doing that on your stories. If you're sitting there day after day, like maybe you're just making your product but you're not showing yourself using them. Like if you're, let's say you're doing this, let's say every single morning you're making your coffee and you're like, dude, I'm making my coffee on my story every single morning, like why aren't they doing it? And maybe your story slides are cute with you making it, maybe you have some music on top of it, whatever. If you're not actually on there and talking about what you love about it, and you're not actively getting results for it, and you're not actively showing your excitement for it and showing your excitement for the people who are getting results for it, and then showing before and afters or let it melt page reviews, that like you need to be doing those things, because just making the coffee on your story every single day, it's not enough. Start switching it up, adding the reviews from Let It Melt, start talking about what you love about it, what it tastes like, what it does for you, how it makes you feel. All of those, like the feelings, all of those things are what bring people in to want to buy your products. So that's how on your stories, you're going to start to sign more customers naturally off there and have people come to you and have people vote on your products polls as well. Sorry, I kind of went off on a tangent, but that was, some people were asking like how to get votes on polls, how to send customers off stories, and views. So I kind of covered that. So sorry, went off on a tangent. That's all I had to say about slides. Haley, you can go back to what you were talking about.
Okay, so a couple things off of what she said. So I think she said this, but I've noticed that my story views have doubled in the last week. So mine had like tanked after conference, I guess, because like I had really good content while we were at conference, and then after conference I kind of slacked for like a week. But this last week my views have doubled from what they were from doing these things, and from 8+ stories, relatable content. I'll ask her when she comes back. And what was I saying? Switching up content, you know, Boomerang's pictures, talking, and I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, I really like that she said that, like, so Instagram, it's like the perfect platform, and it's like the highlight reel and all that. But for stories, you do not want to be perfect. You want to be super relatable. You want to show them the hot mess. You want to show them the behind the scenes. You don't want to be done up in every single story, because people cannot relate to that. So your pictures, yes, you want them to be beautiful. You know, you want to be full face makeup if that's what you do, you know, cute outfits, cute backgrounds, all the things. Those are where you're going to perfect things. But then in your stories, you're showing the behind the scenes. I can show up looking like this. I don't love looking like this on camera, but I can, like she said, throw on a filter. And just being super relatable. So like she said, like, having people respond to your stories. Yesterday, I posted a huge pile of boxes in my living room because I just had these huge piles of boxes everywhere. And I was like, does anybody else have this, or is it just me? And I had people respond to me in message, and they're like, yeah, girl, me too. And so just being relatable, like your house doesn't have to be perfectly spotless, because we're all dealing with the same things in the world right now, and craziness and kids being home, blah, blah, blah. So yeah. And I do want to add, okay, so I should have started with this. So social media changes like monthly, every couple months. Like Instagram changes all the time, the algorithm changes all the time, TikTok changes all the time, Facebook changes all the freaking time. And so you have to make sure that you are, like, if you want to be really good at these platforms, you have to be doing your own research too. Like, I love sharing this stuff with y'all and like doing the research myself, but you want to be doing it too, because what worked on Instagram 3 months ago is not working right now. What worked on Facebook last year is not working right now. TikTok is a whole new ballgame. So make sure that you're staying up to date with the trends, and you're staying up to date with the algorithm, because if you're not, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because what was working for you last year is not going to be working now. And then your views are going to go down, your likes are going to go down, all that engagement is going to go down. So I just wanted to say that. So as far as the Instagram algorithm right now, it just came out at the beginning of the month. The stories daily, like I said, you know, 8+ stories a day. Posting doesn't matter as much anymore. If y'all haven't noticed, Instagram is trying to be the new TikTok, and reels are the thing. Like, if you're scrolling down your feed, it's not like people don't care about posts anymore. And I don't know if you've noticed, when I post a reel and I post a post, like a picture, the reel gets so much more likes and comments, and my posts get less. And they're still doing good, they're still important, but reels is really what they're pushing. They really want people doing the reels, because they don't want there to be a TikTok. They are TikTok's competition right now, and they want you pushing out those videos.
Wait,
so
sorry to interrupt you. Did you say not to bring them over from TikTok anymore?
No.
Did you hear about that? It's
No.
okay. So this, like, literally the only reason I didn't post my story from TikTok today over to Instagram was because I was reading an article that was saying that, like, Instagram, it's like, yes, people, if you bring a video over from TikTok onto Instagram where it's got the little, like, you know, little logo that flies around about like your TikTok, yes, you're still going to get views on it, but you're not going to get as many, because TikTok or Instagram is kind of like we're sitting here advertising for TikTok this whole time. So they don't want that little icon. If you've noticed some like top and rollers, I've seen they've stopped bringing it over from Instagram. And I think that there's an app. Let me read the thing again, and I'm going to get that for you. I should have had that ready for tonight. I kind of forgot about that. Because there's an app where you can either do your TikTok without the little logo on it or watermark, whatever that is, and then bring it into Instagram. Because I tried to, like, once I made my video today, then instead of bringing it over to my Instagram from TikTok, I was trying to make a reel on my Instagram, but it wasn't the same as like editing. Like, I've not tried to make one on Instagram yet. It wasn't the same as editing it on TikTok, so I hated it. So I didn't like post it. So let me get that article and send it to you guys so you guys can read, and then we'll figure out what app that is to download that will help us transfer from TikTok over to Instagram, because they basically are like, we don't want the watermark for TikTok all over our platform anymore. So they're kind of like,
yeah, I know. I've heard people say that there's a way to take the watermark off. I didn't listen to how it is, so
I'm gonna figure that out and put it in the chat tonight for us.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will say, I don't know when that started, but I have been posting, because I record all mine on TikTok and I do like 15 to 20 at a time. And then because I post like 2 or 3 a day on TikTok and then I post 1 a day on Reels, I have content for so long on Reels because it's literally just 1 a day. I've been posting with the TikTok watermark and I'm getting really good interaction on my Reels. So it's still working right now. They might be moving forward with that and that might change. And there's no harm in taking the watermark off if it's super simple anyway. So we can look into that and figure that out. But don't be scared, like, to like post your stuff on Reels right now if it does have it right now, until we figure that out. But so 1 reel a day is what they're looking for. They are looking for 7 to 10 reels a week. So I do 1 reel a day, and I have tried to post 2 reels a day, and that was back when Reels first started, so it might have changed, but I honestly noticed more engagement on that 1 reel, posting 1 reel a day than posting 2 reels a day. So 1 reel a day is good for me right now. And you can try doing 2 a day if you want to and seeing how that works for you. It's whatever works for you. 1 might work, 2 might work. And you want to make sure that your profile is public on Instagram when you're using Reels. If you are not public and you're using Reels, then it's absolutely pointless and you're not getting the benefits from it. So I saw people asking if you should be private or public. If you don't do Reels, then you really public or private doesn't matter. You should be doing Reels though, and Reels you want to be public because, like I said, Instagram is pushing out Reels. So Instagram is putting Reels on the Explore page, and they're pushing it out in the Reel page. If you click at the bottom in the middle, there's like a Reel page now, like a Reel feed. And those are like, you know, people that you're not following. So your stuff can be pushed out to people that you're not following, and you get followers from that. And you can add hashtags to your Reels. You can add tags, all that, or maybe not tags, but you can add hashtags. And so whatever hashtags you're using for normal posting, you want to be adding those to your Reels too, to still get into your into like your niche's audience, if that's the right way to say it. I think so. So stories daily, Reels, 1 reel a day, 1 to 2 reels a day, 4 posts a week. Actually, that's what I was saying before. So they want 4 to 7 posts a week, but it's like 4 is the hot spot for posting right now on Instagram. So the way I like to do it is like 1 post every other day. Like I said, posts are not weighing as heavy as Reels right now. So if you can get 1 reel every single day on your page, a reel is better than a post. And if you don't have a reel, then put up a post. But Reels are weighing a lot heavier. So make sure that y'all are getting on that if you haven't already. And then IGTV. I have never made an IGTV, but that is on my to-do list tomorrow. I'm going to be making an IGTV. They want 1 IGTV video a week. And the IGTV videos, I think it's 1 minute to 10 minutes. So it doesn't have to be long. And this just can be something like Ashley was saying earlier with her story. She likes interior design. She can make a 5-minute video explaining something, or redecorating her bathroom, or I don't know, like a DIY project or whatever. And then like for me, I could like do a hairstyle real quick in a video, or I can do my makeup, get ready with me, or whatever. Or it could be a full get ready with me, you know, outfit, makeup, hair. I can't think of anything else right now. Like a recipe, if you're good at cooking and you like sharing recipes, whatever your brand is. So you can do like business or product IGTV videos, but if you're just doing 1 IGTV video a week, you want most of them to be lifestyle and you can save the product and business for your stories, reels, and post. Let's see. I think that's all I have for the IG algorithm. If y'all have any, yes, you can do lives if they're short enough. That's, and like TikToks, if your TikTok is exactly 1 minute long, you can't put it as a reel because reels can only go for 30 seconds, but you can make it an IGTV video. So if it's a really good TikTok, it has to be at least a minute long. So it'd have to be exactly a minute. You can make that as an IGTV video. And then let's see. Oh, one tip that I had for stories also earlier that I didn't say was teach something in your story. So like I try to give a tip or teach something every day in my story, and then that gets people staying in your story and like actually watching it all the way through, which like I said boosts your engagement. It tells Instagram that people want to see your stories and they're paying attention. You're giving valuable content. So every single day I try to think of something that I can teach somebody or a tip that I can give. You know, it could be a lipstick color that I'm loving, and I'm like, this is a lipstick I use today. So many people are asking about it. This is the color I'm using. This is why I love it. This is how I kept my kids occupied for 30 minutes today. I don't know, whatever you can teach your audience about. So this kind of goes with your brand, whatever you're talking about a lot, whatever like moms, you can give a mom tip, or if you have dogs and your dog mom tips. You know, if you're showing fashion tips, hair tips, makeup tips, whatever. You want to, like, your focus on social media, Instagram and TikTok, you want to be thinking, what can I teach people? Like, what do people want to hear from me? What do people want to learn from me? And you want to, instead of thinking about like what you want to post, you want to think about what value you can give to other people. And that's going to make you grow in your engagement, grow your comments, your likes, and all that stuff, and your views. So there's just a couple more things I want to touch on, and then I'll let Ashley finish it out. So the most important thing is your profile picture on your social media platforms, because that's the first thing people are going to see when they come to your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And so if your profile, if it hasn't been updated since you've been in the business, you definitely want to do that, because most of us don't start out with a really good profile picture. So you want it to be a selfie. You want it to be well lit. Take it outside if you can. If you cannot, go in front of a window, face a window, and let the natural sunlight come in on your face. Make sure that you're smiling, no duck lips, if that's even a thing anymore, like no straight face, all that stuff. Make sure that you're smiling. I know that was really hard for me in the beginning, but you have to make sure that you're smiling. And then no filters, no Snapchat filters, no Instagram filters. You can use a preset if you want to, but no like filters, like weird grainy filters or like bunny face filters or anything weird like that. And the reason for a selfie versus like a full body picture or like a family picture, because again, you're the face to your brand. So you want people to see your face when they're coming to your page. They want to know who you are and they want to see you. And then your bio. I feel like we should do an updated training on brands, pillars, and all that stuff, because I feel like some people could use a refresh on that. But for your bio, you want to make sure that you're putting 3 to 6 things in your bio that are telling people about you and what they're going to see on your page. So when people come to your page and they look at your bio, they should know what they're going to get from your content and your page and your bio. So that's like their first 10 seconds impressions of you. And if they don't like what they see in your bio, they're not going to follow you. Like your profile picture and your bio are the most important when it comes to that. So 3 to 6 things about you. Nothing to do with It Works whatsoever. No boss babe, entrepreneur, It Works babe, rap girl, like none of that. It can be like girl mom, boy mom, twins mom, dog mom, husky mom, whatever. And then like on my page you'll see fashion, so I put fashion influencer, and then I put retired hairdresser, I think, because you know you're gonna see hair tips, whatever, on my page. And then I put homeschool mom. A lot of people can relate to that right now. And that you'll see that in my stories every day. And so people want to see what your bio says so that they know what they're going to get from you, because they're going to follow you if they can relate to those things. So think of 3 to 6 things tonight. If you don't already have that, think of 3 to 6 things about you, and edit your bio, and you can send it to your upline, Diamond Plus upline, or me or Ashley or whoever. If you want help on that, brainstorming ideas, or if you want to know if they are like good things to put in your bio, you can send that to us and we can help with that too. And you can look at our bios for inspiration as well. And highlights. Just going to touch on this briefly. There's a lot I could say about this, but I feel really good about my highlights right now, and I love where I'm going with it. So for one, you can have highlight covers, and you want to make sure that your highlight covers kind of match your theme, your page. You don't want them to like be like all over the place and like tacky and have like all kinds of random themes in your highlight covers. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, you know, do like pink tones or gray tones or tan tones or whatever you kind of see on your page. You want those to be like your highlight covers. And then you want highlights. So if you don't have highlights yet, make sure that you do think about what you can add for highlights. Again, you don't really want to go with like rap girl, boss girl highlights, stuff like that. This can come in with what you're teaching your audience. So like, I do have one for my story because the YouTube videos that I was watching, she was talking about like having your story, even if you're not in it works, like if you have a brand period on social media, you want people to know who you are. So you want some kind of story in one of the bubbles, and it doesn't have to be like a join my team story. It can just literally be like, where have you been over the last couple of years? Tell people about you and your story, and then they can relate to you. And then I got Botox a couple months ago, so I have a story about my Botox because I still have people asking me questions about the Botox from 3 months ago. Like I literally just had a girl a couple of days ago ask me where I got it done. And so I have a highlight that goes over like my whole process from before I went to my first appointment, my touch-up appointment, to like what my before and after pictures, where I got it done, answering questions, all that stuff. So I saved that as a highlight so people can see that when they come to my page. Kiss nails, if you know me, I love kiss nails. I use them all the time, and I did like a tutorial step-by-step how I do my kiss nails so that they last 2 to 3 weeks. That's one of my highlights. And then I did a highlight for like crunchy alternatives, like household products, like what toothpaste I use that's cleaner versus like toxic stuff, and like laundry detergent. I can't think of all the things that I did, but like I showed them why the old stuff was bad for you, and then why I use what I use, and then I showed them an app to help them pick those products for themselves and stuff like that. So if you want to look at my highlights, you can go look at my highlights and get an idea. And I think Ashley has hers up, and I'm sure a couple other people do too if you want to look at other people's highlights. So kind of think of things that you talk about regularly on your story. And if you don't have anything that you talk about regularly, again, this is part of your brand. You want to think of what you can talk about daily if you wanted to, and you can make those into highlights on your profile. And so I think we should do another training, like I said, on like those things that I just touched on, because we could go a whole lot more in depth about those things, but I just wanted to touch on those real quick for tonight, and I'm done. So Ashley, you can take it away.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good idea to do the pillar like training. Okay, so last thing that I want to talk about is people were wanting to know like how to make things aesthetically pleasing and how to get more likes. And Haley kind of touched on some of this, but does everyone have the preview app? Put in the chat yes, no, maybe so. Preview app, it's my favorite thing.
I haven't told you about it, but you can also use Later. I don't know if you've seen that one. I think we used to use it, but it's just like Preview where you can do the layout as well, but you can also plan your post and like set reminders. And you can put the post, you can put the post in it, and then it sends you a reminder when to post. So it's just like that, but it's like 5 other things in one.
Do you want to tell us this instead of Preview then?
Oh, well, yeah, I can. So let me show you what it looks like.
Okay, forget Preview then. Like for the people saying
Sorry,
no,
I should have told you about this. I found this. It's just an L like that. So Preview, she was gonna say Preview is where you can upload pictures and it shows you like a grid, like it would be on your profile page, and you can move it around so that you know like when you want to post what picture. But so Later, you can do the same thing in that. You can do the grid, but then you can also put the caption in it. So you could like planning your content for the week. If you write your post today for the rest of the week, you can go ahead and you can plug those captions into these pictures. And Preview, I think, is part of Later because it actually says Preview in the app. But then it also has the calendar. So you can also pay for this app and get a lot of more features that I don't have right now. But it gives you like the calendar, like the hourly view for the day. And so like if I had a post planned, it would show me right here, and then I can set a reminder. So like say I wanted to post it at 11 o'clock tonight, which I wouldn't, but like just say I did. I'll set an alarm, and then at 11 o'clock, it's going to give me a notification on my phone. I don't know if this app can actually post it for you, but if it can, you don't want it to. It'll just send you the notification. Okay, hey, post this post now, and then you click on it, and it'll pull up your post for you, and you literally say copy to Instagram, and it'll take you to Instagram, and you post it yourself on Instagram. It's called Later, Later. And there's a couple other things that it can do. So like here, I've only done one post on here so far, but so it's got my one picture, but it would have all those pictures right here to show you what your grid would look like. And like I said, it can do other things if you want to download the app and kind of see what it does for you. I've only used it once so far, but
okay,
for people like Ashley that like love preview, that's a really good option.
okay, cool. I'm so green that I'm like, let me go play with the app. Like, honestly, if you want to download it, like Kate's asking, like, what's it called? It's called Later. Go download it if you want to play with it, learn it, do all the things. But I'm definitely going to like dive into this even more because you guys know that I love to pre-plan my posts and like save everything into my notes. And if I can just save my caption in that and just have it remind me when to post stuff, I'm going to do that. So let me look into that even more. And then we're going to maybe I'll go live in the team page and just do it as a live, or I might just do it as another like quick 30-minute training on just how to use that app and like being time efficient. Because this sounds so good. It sounds right up my alley. So I'm actually obsessed with it right now. So let me play around with that for you guys. And for those of you who are busy as heck, this might be a game changer for you. So if you don't have that, then go ahead and download it. We'll do a training on that. Give me like a week to play around. But what I want you to do, if you don't have Preview app, go ahead and get Preview app. And let me show you. So Preview app, it looks like my Instagram right now. Like what's the last one? The last one that I posted on my Instagram was this photo. And basically with this app, okay, it's been doing this weird thing though. I don't know if it's been doing that for anyone else, but like I'm clicking on this one, but it's gonna move the one below. And I don't know why it's doing that because it doesn't usually do that, but it's been doing that like all day. You see how I'm like on the square above, but it doesn't typically do that. But basically, you can bring up photos into it. You click the little plus icon, and then you can go grab your photo that's already been edited and has your preset. I was gonna say pre-filter, has your preset on it. So for example, like in mine, I have a photo of me, Haley, and Jamie, and so I'm gonna select it from my like just camera roll, and then it's going to upload it for me. And it's not actually uploading it to my Facebook or my Instagram, sorry. But what it does is if I can actually get the one that I want to move, that would be super awesome. Dude. No, it's not. Okay, so let's just say that I want to move this one around, okay? You can play with where you put them. Like I've already uploaded this one, so I'm obviously like not going to mess with that. But you can kind of get an idea of like I have all these photos. We have so much content for those of us who made it to the conference house that I like to kind of see where it's going, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and post every single, my next 6 like posts are not going to be from conference house. Like I'm not going to post all of those. Like I'm going to do life in between, but I've already kind of got the layout that I like, and I kind of rearrange it as I go. But it kind of shows you if you're like, wow, every single time that I post to my Instagram, like my Instagram gets worse. And how does everyone have like these cute layouts where it seems like they've got such a good flow on their page? Like you're going to find your flow. But for me, having a app like this where you can kind of pick and choose what's next and kind of play with your next like 3 to 6 photos that might be on your Instagram, it really helps me to feel like I'm getting an okay flow. So if you don't have that, download that and start using it. It's my favorite thing. So another thing, just to kind of like reiterate what Haley was saying, and to talk about being aesthetically pleasing, and for Instagram, like yes, it's okay on your story to show up as your messy self. We want you to do that. But on your Instagram, no, you don't have to be picture perfect, but you do want, like people do care about the photos looking better on there. Like I could take a photo without makeup and put it on my Facebook. Like nobody cares on Facebook, but on Instagram, it's like, okay, yeah, let's be a little bit more put together. It does not have to be picture perfect. I still want you to be real life. But what I want you to do is, you see how right now, like I'm holding my laptop right now, and I've got the ring light in front of me and I've got the light coming onto my face, right? What you don't want to do is you don't want to take your photos away from the light. Do you see how dark that got? So those of you that are like, okay, my lighting is always like crappy on my photos, or maybe you're taking a picture of your kids and it looks like crap, or maybe you're, taking a photo inside. What you want to do when you're inside is you want to either have that ring light and have that natural light where everything's bright and everything's crisp and clear. And if you don't have a ring light, then what I want you to start doing is going to a window. It's going to get you that same thing. You want that natural light coming on you. And when you're taking a photo inside without that natural light, that's when you get that pixelated, like grainy look on your photos. That's not clear. So if you're like, wow, why do all my photos come out kind of with that yellow tint, or they're kind of grainy, or they're kind of pixelated, it's because you're not getting enough natural light on your photo, or like on the surrounding, whatever, the whole picture when you're taking it. That's what's causing that problem for you. So make sure that when you're taking your photos, you're facing the light and you've got enough natural lighting. Another thing is when you're doing, like, does everyone on here have a preset? I know some of you are super new, and if you're newer and you don't have a preset, I want you to go to your upline, the person who enrolled you tonight, and I want you to talk to them about getting a preset. You just get them off Etsy and then have them teach you how to use Lightroom. It's super simple, but you want to get a preset. And you can always tell, like, when I get over a preset on my page and I start using a different one, because I'm very much like every 6 months I'm like, okay, it's time for a different preset. And I feel like my last like 2 rows are kind of like have a lot of pinks in them, and I don't usually have a lot of pinks in them. But what you want to start doing is you want to make sure you've got photos of you, photos with other people, and you want it to be a mix. Like, you want a selfie here, and then you want, photos of somebody took a photo of you where it's not just selfies. You don't want to go on your Instagram and only see selfies like all over. You should not have an Instagram full of just like selfies that are basically posed the same way. That's not interesting. You want to switch it up. So we've got selfie, we've got picture with kids, we've got picture of myself, picture with friends, another selfie, we've got a reel from the castle. We've got more photos that people have taken of me, more selfies, some with my girls, some without. Some are hiking things, some are me in Alaska, and like my adventures and things that I do. But you want to make sure that you start having a good flow of, like, some are up close photos, some are far away photos, some are just you alone, and then some are you with your family or people, friends around you, whatever it may be. And just start having a good mix of all of that. Don't just let it be selfies. Don't just let it be constant mirror photos or photos where people are taking the photo of you. Don't just have it constantly be people, like you and a bunch of people, and being really busy. Like, kind of get a flow of, like, okay, me, somebody took a photo of me, now I'm going to do a selfie, maybe I'll do a group photo, maybe I'll do a team photo here, now I have family photo. Like, switch it up, and that's what's going to keep your page interesting. I delete my reels from my feed. I'll keep my reels up, and then I'll delete them. But some of them I like some of them I like that, like my hiking ones, I like that it kind of breaks it up, because I go hiking more in the summertime. I mean, like right now, like we're homeschooling, whatever. Like, yes, I try to go hiking during the winter, but during summer, you're going to see my page is basically blasted with hikes every single week. And so since I'm not hiking so much right now, like I like when my hikes kind of, and yes, they don't really go with the whole like perfect color tone of everything, but I don't really care. I like when my hikes kind of break that up of, like, not people, but it's like got like scenery and things that I like to do. So I'll keep my reels on my page, or like this one's also, that one's a reel, but I'll keep my reels on. But if I don't like the way that it looks, then I end up deleting it. It's not all my, like, I don't delete it, I just hide it from my page, and then it's on my reels page. Another thing, when you're doing your reels, some of them end up, like, the way that they get cropped, it looks super funny. Like, maybe it'll like crop off like half your face off or something. Like, kind of pay attention, like what's going to be in the little square. And if it's going to look funny, then what I want you to do is you can actually add a photo onto, like, this is me and Kate, but if you click on it, it's actually real. So on my profile, it looks like it's just a photo of me and Kate, but they click on it and it's actually a reel. So kind of pay attention. Like, if it's going to be like this awkward crop where it doesn't look good on your page whatsoever, then go ahead and throw a cover photo on that. And that's just done as you're going through your process of, like, posting your reel. There's an option to put a cover photo. If you're home a lot, get a tripod or be creative on where to prop your phone up. That's me all the time. Yeah. There's a ton of photos that look like other people took them of me, but I took them of myself, or like ones that the people, it looks like somebody took photos of my girls and I, but it's me. For example, this one of Dahlia and I, nobody took this photo. This one was done on my ring light. Like, get a ring light that holds up your camera on it too. And then I just do like, what is that? Portrait mode, and just put a timer on it. And then we sat there and took a bunch of photos. A lot of the photos that look like somebody else took them are just me. Nobody took that. That's on my ring light. So if you don't have one, like, I know that sometimes you can look at other people's pages and be like, wow, well, they have somebody take photos of them all the time. Katie's got her husband to take photos of them all the time. People are with their friends and they're taking cute photos all the time. You can get photos of yourself. Don't let that like stop you. Like this was taken with my ring light. Taken with a ring
And you can
light.
get tripods too for like half the price if you can't afford a ring light. Like tripods are normally like 20-30 bucks normally on Amazon.
Yeah. But yeah, so you really just want to switch it up between like people, you, other things. Don't delete your reels. So I'm just making sure I didn't leave any of that. Question, should we be using the same preset all the time? I use the same honestly, I have like 2 presets that I use right now. It depends on like what is going on in the photo. Like your lighting, like have you guys ever like downloaded a preset and then you put it on a photo and you're like, whoa, this does not look like what it looked like on the freaking thing that I bought. Like, what is this garbage? It's because when you're buying a preset, really look at like the color scheme that they have and like whether they're outdoors or indoors a lot, because the lighting on your photo actually affects the way that your preset's going to be, and then warm tones and cool tones kind of affect that too. So I play around with it a lot, and I've got 2 different presets that I use, but they're kind of similar. So if it's funny because if a photo looks like crap with one preset, it usually ends up working out with the other, and then on my page it looks pretty even. So yeah, I kind of use the same preset, and then I feel like it starts to like slowly start changing into something else. Like I use a lot of like warm tones and browns and like earthy tones in mine. And now I feel like it's kind of changing into like a little bit more pale with like a pinkish tone. And I'm like, whoa, that's a little girly, but it's not looking bad. It's just slightly different. So I switch it up every once in a while, but might have never been like huge drastic change. But don't feel like if you're like doing one certain preset right now, you know, you can always change it. All you do is simply start posting with the new preset, and like it'll look funny for a second when it goes like on your page from one preset to the next, but eventually it goes so far down on your page that it doesn't matter, and you're just in this new preset. So I think that is really the only things that I had to say about that. Does anyone have any questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and stop